Hello sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Adjeley. I am super excited to be with you all today, and I hope everyone is having a happy Sunday. In today's video, I share with you all how to make people okra stew. So we are on our way to Accra, to be precise. Now, if you're new to my channel, join the sweet team by clicking on that subscribe button right now. While you're at it, hit that bell and hit all notifications so you'll be among the first to be notified when I upload a video. Let's get started. So for my ingredients, I have some tripe, goat meat, snails, and some wele. You will find all of this in a person's okra stew, okay? You can use cow meat if you don't like goat meat. I've also been soaking my nane since last night, my salted pig's feet, and this is homemade. You can use cow foot if you don't eat pork. Here I have my crabs that I have cut in half. You will find this Charlie Gamele wa Okro stew JB. I cut it in half because, as you can see, this one have the guts and the other one, the guts is out. So I like to scoop it out and clean it thoroughly. I'll then run it under my water to clean the inside of it very nicely. You can choose not to cut it in half. I like to do that. At this point, I'm just going to quickly parboil my nane for about 10 minutes, and this is what it's looking like. So I'll get rid of the water and set it aside. I'm also going to pre-cook my tripe. It takes a long time to cook, so I'll cook this in my pressure cooker for about 30 minutes. I'll also be adding some deboned smoked blooper, okay? So to my goat meat, I'll add some beef seasoning, salt, and I'll be using 2 spice blend cubes. I'll add some water, cover it up, and allow it to begin cooking. Goat meat is very tough, so you want to cook it really well. At this point, my tripe have cooked for about 30 minutes in the pressure cooker, and as you can see, it's still a little tough, but it's at the same tenderness as my goat meat. So I've added everything, added enough water to cook them until they are tender. Meanwhile, I'll get started on my okra, and you can chop your okra anyhow. You can chop them big, small, it doesn't really matter. It's how you like it.
Continental food, madam. International food casting.
Our okra is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and check on my meat, and at this point I'll add in my snails. I didn't start with it because I don't want it to be so soft. I want it to have texture to it. You know. So I'll cook it for just about 5 minutes, and then I'll add in my wele and the pre-cooked nane. Okay, I want everything to have texture to it. I don't want anything to be melting in my mouth. So once I've added everything, I'm just going to allow it to simmer slowly until it's at the tenderness that I want. So here I'm adding 1 hot pepper, 2 garlic. I also have a bell pepper, which is optional in okra stew, but whenever I'm making foods that my kids love, I try to add as much veggies as I can. Okay, so I'm going to cut everything up and we'll blend it to make our stew. I'm also using 1 medium onion, and I'm adding 2 tomatoes, but I'm going to de-seed it. So when making okra stew, the more tomatoes you add, the less slimy it'll be. So if you don't want sliminess, add a lot of tomatoes, but if you do, be very minimal with it. I'll also be slicing some red onions, which I'll use to start the stew.
We'll show you how to make pizza, jollof, banku and okra soup, sushi and pastries.
So now that everything is nicely prepped, I'm going to begin by adding some palm oil into my pot, and I'll allow it to melt beautifully. Then I'll add my sliced up onions and I'll cook this for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll blend my pepper, garlic, and the onion, and I'm going to add that to this. I'll stir it and I'll allow it to cook for an additional 5 minutes. At this point, I'm going to add some shrimp powder, and I add it at this stage because it'll give you flavor without it overwhelming your stew. It is absolutely delicious. I'll then allow it to cook for about 3 minutes. Then I'll add in my blended peppers and tomatoes, give it a good stir, and allow it to simmer down until oil begins to form on top of it. So our stew is looking good. It's now time for me to add my beef stock. So I'm going to do that, give it a stir, cover it, and allow it to cook on medium heat, checking on it periodically until it is done. Meanwhile, I'll grate some ginger over my okra. I love the flavor it gives to my okra stews and soups. I'll also add some baking soda to my okra because I like a lot of draw in my soups and stews. If you don't, omit this completely, and you do not need a lot, just a little bit, and this replaces kawe for me. Okay, and here I'm checking on my stew. It's looking good, so I'm adding my protein. Everything goes in at this point. I'll give it a good stir and I'll just let it simmer for about 5 minutes, because at this point all the protein is already cooked except for the crabs. So we're just pretty much cooking the crabs, and now I'm adding some hot water into my okra and I'll allow it to cook just until it comes to a boil like this, and it is ready. So my stew is so ready. And with Ghana okra stews, we do not add spinach or kontomire, no, but I love to do that, like I said, to incorporate a lot of veggies into it because my children absolutely love it, and that is my chance to add veggies. I'll then add in my okra, stir everything together, and allow it to simmer for just about 5 minutes. We do not want to overcook the vegetables at all. You may let it cook longer, but the longer you cook it, the less draw you will have. So while the stew is doing its thing, I'm going to get on with my banku, and I have my banku mix going. I've added some salt. I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to make banku, so I'll leave that link in the description box below. And as you can see, my baby Gideon is in training, so he is the one helping me out right now. He's gonna keep stirring until the banku begins to thicken up, and then I'll take over. And our stew is looking good. I give it a stir. I'll just leave it for about 3 minutes and it should be done. Yes, so as you can see, the banku have thickened up, so I'm taking over and I'm going to try to break the lumps that have been created. And since Gideon is in training, we may get some, but that is okay. Okay, that's the only way we learn. So I'm adding some water to it, and this is actually what cooks the banku. I'll stir and spin it around and leave it to cook for a while, and then I'll come back and stir it until my banku is done, and we will be enjoying some banku and okra stew. And I'm making this because my mom is leaving for Ghana, and this is what she wanted, so I made it for her. I'm also going to be doing her hair for her, which may come in another vlog. Okay, look at our stew. It's looking so delicious. It is ready, but look, oh boy, yes, today laziness was in for Sweet Adjeley, so I was not cleaning as I cook. But thank God my baby Gideon is home. He is going to take care of that for me. Thank you, baby. So while he's doing the dishes, I'm finishing up with the banku. Now our banku is ready, and I'm going to be using this BPA free plastic wrap. It is safe for cooking, so I'll be using that to wrap my banku. You can just roll it and put it in a ice chest or something, but I like to wrap them. You don't have to, personal preference. Yes, y'all, so we are all done. Once the banku is done and our stew is done, there is nothing left to do but to enjoy. Okay,
Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. We'll show you how to make pizza, jollof, banku and okro soup, sushi and pastries. All this and more. Sweet Adjeley.
ta-da! The kitchen is nice and clean thanks to my baby Gideon. And now I'm going to serve my mom. Join her to enjoy this. You better try this recipe because you will really love it. Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give your girl a thumbs up, share and subscribe to my channel so we can grow this family. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Adjeley. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the sweet team, y'all know I love you. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.